Okay, good morning, all of you. My name is Arvind Gautam, and I am working as an assistant professor in Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. Okay, so now today we will discuss about object-oriented programming, that is OOPS. Object-oriented programming. So first we will discuss in present scenario. We can say that in present scenario, all the advanced programming languages are based on the object oriented programming, the concept. Okay, so object oriented programming, we can say that object oriented programming is a methodology or paradigm to design a program using classes and objects. सो बेसिकली हम लोग ओप्स में क्या करते हैं कि डिफरेंट डिफरेंट प्रोग्राम को छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करें, देन उसके बाद उसको क्लासेस एंड ऑब्जेक्ट्स के थ्रू मर्ज करके दोबारा से हम प्रोग्राम को लिखते हैं. सो बेसिकली देयर आर टू टर्म्स आर यूज्ड इन ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग, दैट इज ऑब्जेक्ट्स and classes. Okay, so first thing is what is classes, and before going to start what is class and objects, that I have said that in present scenario all the advanced programming languages based on the OOPS concept. So here I am giving some example like C++, like C++, Java, C#, Python, and many more. Python. Okay, so basically these are the some advanced programming language that is based on the concept of OOPS. Okay, and next my topic is what is class. So class is a blueprint from which an object's properties and behaviors are decided. So you can say that a class, uh, I am taking a real-time example like animal. You can say that animal is a class uh, that doesn't have any uh, real world entity. It is not a real world entity. Okay, so you can say that it is a blueprint from which an object's properties and behavior are decided. Okay, and next term is objects. Objects is a real world entity that has their own properties and behavior. Okay, animal is a class, so you can say that what is the example, dog and cat. Okay, dog and cat is a object of this particular class, that is animal. Okay, it is an object, dog and cat. So what objects is real world entity. Dog and cat is a real world entity. You can say that their own, and they have some properties and some characteristics, dog and cat, and it is a real world entity. So it is an object. And what is class? You can say that animal Animal is not a real world entity. Okay. So it is a blueprint from which an objects, properties, and behaviors are decided. Okay. Okay. Next term is class, and another term is class. How can we write? How can we writing the languages, the proper syntax in the object oriented programming, like you can use in C++ as well as in Java also. So what is the syntax of class? Here we can say that syntax of class syntax. Okay, what is the syntax of class? Syntax. Okay, what is the syntax of class? First, access modifier, then we will use the class keyword. Class keyword. After that, we will creating a class name. Class name. This is a syntax of class. When we will creating a class in our programming language. Okay, access modifier, class keyword, and then after that class name. Okay. Yeah, collection of object is called class, and it is a logical entity, and the syntax is access modifier, then class keyword, after that class name, and we will declare the range of the class. This is the range of class in which we will decide what is the object. What is the object? We will decide what is the object. What will the object? What will be the object, and what will be the method? Okay. What will be the method? What will be the object? Fields, variables, and blocks, and nested class. All these will be used in this range of the class. We will decided what is the object, what is the method in this class. Okay. Next term is object. An entity that has a state and behavior is known as an object. For example, a chair, pen, table, keyboard, bike, etc. It can be physical or logical. Okay. And it is a real world entity. Example, a dog is an object because it has states like color, name, breed, etc., as well as behaviors like raising tail, barking, eating, and etc. I have taken an example of class that is animal. Animal is a class and their object is a dog and cat. Okay. And their object class and okay. So these are the objects of this class. And what is the method? Animal can eat. Animal can eat and animal can run. Okay, these are the method. Okay, and method and objects we will write in the class. Okay. And what is the syntax of object? This is syntax of object. What is the syntax of object? Here we will write the syntax for object, that is first we will write the syntax for method. Okay. Method. So what is method? A method, a set of codes which perform a particular task that I have said, and the syntax is access modifier, then after that we will use return type, access modifier, after that return type, and then after that method name. Method name, and in which what is the list of parameter. This is the syntax for method. And what is method? A set of codes which perform a particular task, and the syntax is access modifier, then after the return type, method name, and list of parameters we will pass here. And return type said that what is the what it will return, what is the it will return integer type and string type. Okay, after that we will see what is the main difference between object oriented programming and procedural programming. So first is object oriented programming is a bottom up approach, and procedural programming is a top down approach. Object oriented programming, in which why we are saying that it is a bottom approach, because we build we write the language in proper way. First we will create a class, then object, and then method, whatever you want in your program in proper way. And top down approach, it is very different from the object oriented programming. And object oriented programming divided into objects. Okay, and procedural programming is divided into functions. Okay, and object-oriented programming has access modifiers, and it does not have access modifier. What is access modifiers? Uh, you can use public and private method to hide your data, to protect your data, and you can secure your data. Data means your variable and your program. Okay, divided into objects. Sorry, next is objects can move and communicate with each other through member functions, and in procedural programming, data can move freely from function to function in the system. Okay, and next is it is more secure and procedural programming is less secure. I have said that object-oriented programming has access modifier. That is why it is more secure compared to procedural programming, because in object-oriented programming it is using public-private method to secure their data variables. Okay, and it is a less secure because they doesn't have access modifier. And next is object oriented programming supports overloading, and procedural programming do not support overloading. Okay, so next. Okay, so next term is come in our mind, what is method overloading and what is method overriding. Okay, okay. So first is method overloading. What is method overloading? In method overloading, if a class has multiple methods having same name but different in parameters, it is known as method overloading. And what is method overriding? In method overriding, if a subclass, you can say the child class, has the same method as declared in the parent class, it is known as method overriding in Java. Okay, when a method in a subclass has the same name, same parameters or signatures, and same return type as a method in its superclass, then a method in the subclass is said to override the method in the superclass. That is method overloading and method overriding. ठीक है? Okay. Next is, what is the system of object-oriented programming? There you can say that the OOPS concept, there are 6 main pillars of object-oriented programming. That is class, object, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. Class and object, I have told you. I told you that what is class and object. Next is what is inheritance. When one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of a parent object, it is known as inheritance. It provides code reusability. It is used to achieve runtime polymorphism. Okay, inheritance is a relation which is also known as a parent-child relationship. There are here you can say that inheritance, their subchild. This is a super or parent class. You can say that animal is a parent class, and their subchild is their mammals, reptiles, and birds. So they can inherit some properties of their parent class. Okay, this inheritance. And inheritance, the syntax of inheritance is a class after a subclass and extends after a superclass. And here you will decide the methods and fields. And what is the advantages of inheritance? Code reusability, extensibility, overriding, and data hiding. Okay. Java inheritance, there are some types of inheritance. There are single inheritance, there are multi-level inheritance, there are hierarchical inheritance. You can say one by one. Okay. First is single inheritance. In single inheritance, subclasses inherit the features of one superclass. In the image below, class A serves as a base class for the derived class B. This is single inheritance. Okay. And in multi-level inheritance, a derived class will be inheriting a base class, and as well as the derived class also acts as the base class for other classes. Okay, so in images you can here through the images you can say that a class serves as a base class for the derived class B, which in turn serves as a base class for the derived class C. Okay. Third is hierarchical inheritance. So through the images you can say that what is hierarchical inheritance. In hierarchical inheritance, one class serves as a superclass, you can say that base class, or more than one subclasses. Okay. In the below images, class A serves as a base class from the derived classes B, C, and D are the derived classes. Okay. Next one is polymorphism. Okay. Polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Polymorphism is the property of an object which allows it to take multiple forms. Polymorphism means multiple forms. Okay. So polymorphism have basically two types. Like one is compile time and second one is runtime. So compile time polymorphism, you can say that, or you can say that a static polymorphism is resolved during compiler time, and overloading is an example of compile time polymorphism. What is the rules for overloading? Overloaded methods must have different argument list. It can have different return types. If argument list is different, it can throw different exceptions. It can have different access modifier. And runtime polymorphism or dynamic polymorphism is resolved during runtime. Okay. The main difference between them, it is resolved during compiler time, and it is resolved during runtime. And there is a method overriding is an example of a runtime polymorphism, and there are method overloading is an example of compile time polymorphism. And what is method overloading and overriding? I have told you. And overridden method is called through the reference variable of a superclass. What is the rule of overloading? Overriding method argument list must match the overridden method. The return type must be the same or subtype of overridden method. Access level cannot be more restrictive than overridden method. Okay. So the main difference between them is the static polymorphism is resolved during compiler time, and the dynamic polymorphism resolved during runtime. Okay, so and another main difference between them, the compiler time. The compile time polymorphism, there are inheritance there are involved in must inheritance not involved in compile time polymorphism, but in the runtime polymorphism there is inheritance is involved. Okay, so in compile time polymorphism we create a class in which we creating more than one method with same name but different method signature. Okay, because we are here inheritance is not involved in class. We're creating a class in which we will create more than one method with same name but different method signature. Okay, and in runtime polymorphism inheritance involved, so method overriding happen when in parent and child class have the same method. Okay, and execution time is fast of compile time polymorphism, and execution time of is slower of runtime polymorphism. Okay, and the example of the compile time polymorphism is method overloading, and runtime polymorphism method overriding. Okay, next is abstraction. What is abstraction? It's a methodology of hiding the implementation details from the user and only providing the functionality to them. What is the ways to achieve abstraction? First is abstract class and interface through which we can achieve the abstraction. Okay, an abstract class is a template definition to methods and variable of class that contains one or more abstract method. It can provide 0 to 100% abstraction, must be declared with an abstract keyword, can have abstract and non-abstract methods, cannot be instantiated, and can have constructors and static methods, can have final method. An interface in Java is a blueprint of a class which contains static constants and abstract methods. It enables multiple inheritance and helps in achieving loose coupling. It provides 100% abstraction. Okay, and last is encapsulation. What is encapsulation? Through encapsulation is the mechanism of wrapping up of data and code acting on the methods together as a single unit. As an example, you can say that a capsule, here the main ingredient is inside in the capsule in a single unit. So encapsulation is the mechanism wrapping up of data and code acting on the methods together as a single unit. It is achieved by declaring the variables of class as private and then providing the public setter and getter methods to modify and view the variables names. Okay. Here we will see how it will achieve. Through getter and setter method, we can achieve the encapsulation. First, we will create the class. we will create the class and you can write a name, anything. Here I am writing employee class employee. Okay, and here I am writing first is integer employee ID, integer type. I am declaring an integer employee ID, and here I am using a method that is private. Access modifier I am using here. Okay, if you are using here a method that is private, that means you are hiding your data. That means here data hiding. Okay, after that we will create a public method void. Okay, setter method employee ID, and here I am passing integer type employee ID. Employee ID. Okay, and after that I initialize the value, you pass the value employee ID, employee ID, employee ID 1 value. Here I am passing the employee ID 1 value in the employee ID. Okay, after that here I am using getter method public integer type getter method employee ID. Okay, employee ID. Employee ID, and after that here I am creating a return type return employee ID, return employee ID. Okay, return type employee ID. Okay, employee ID. Okay, so I am encapsulating all this code in a single unit through the getter and setter method, and here the setter method is to modify and set the value. Here we are using to modify and set the value, and getter method here we are using for to view the value. Okay, this is the example of encapsulation. And thank you for the today lecture. Thank you.